Sort of spilt some of the potting mix the other day. Got a bit of grass coming up. Look at that, the green haze. That's right. All down the driveway. Green haze. Can't see under shadow very well. There, over there. All the grass is coming back. Finally. I've been getting into a fair bit of this 4x4. It's more there. It's just a heap of sawdust. Certainly chewing into the front of this too. Wind's blowing there. Definitely chewing into the front of this one, as well as that one, as you can see. So yeah, she's going good. Isn't that right, Dirty Cat? I didn't mention it, but I got sick of somebody bringing in a lot of stuff at night. Can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but anyway, I closed the cat flap with a blooming bit of plywood, so I can sleep without being interrupted by squealing mice running around under my bed with the cat chasing them and all that sort of stuff. So she's a little bit disappointed, but at least I get to sleep now. And about lunchtime she brought in a mouse in the kitchen, ate it in the kitchen. I like the fact she's doing it, but I just don't like to be woken up by that sort of stuff in the middle of the bloody night with a 15 to 20 minute chase around the bloody bedroom just for the purpose of her having fun. It just keeps me awake and stuffs up my ability to have a good night's sleep. Anyway, one of the bigger bits. That's not boxthorn, that's not boxthorn. That is, all the rest of that is, that's peppercorn all along there. Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't know if I told you or not, I got these up. I've got to cut those, which I probably should be doing right about now. And along with this. Here's some preps. I don't know if you can see it bludgeoning around inside there. It's French Dijonnaise mustard anyway. I've seen this brand in the shop. I recognise the remains of the label. This is buried more or less underground, just with this top piece here above ground. Yeah, still with the mustard in it. Don't worry, I found tins of stuff that had been set outside and literally rusted through the side of the tin. I found other tins of stuff which are looking a bit rusty, and I'd open them up and there'd be tomatoes inside that were actually rotten. And this is just typical of a lot of the stuff. But yeah, this is sitting underground with only just that edge above the ground. There's stuff around here that is literally 18 inches underground, which we found out with the front end loader. And, you know, you wonder actually how it got down that deep. But anyway, these are the ones I planted into the other day. These are the ones I'm about to plant into. I just got to go and get a little sprouter. These are some of the ones come out of the propagation tray. I don't know if that's going to flame and make it. They all stalked up, and so I've planted them deeper. This one I thought would be stuffed, and it's better than the bloody rest, and it's actually popping out true leaves already. I thought I broke all the roots off the damn thing, and it was firing like there's no tomorrow. So that was a bit strange. It's funny, isn't it? You know, one of the good ones turns shit, and one of the shit ones turns good. Anyway, these are really, like, we're really honking along here. You know, we're really getting somewhere with all these blooming spinach. It's brilliant. I'm pleased, you know. You look at things like that and you think, fantastic. We're rolling on the spinach side. That was the one there that got eaten a little bit. Yeah, don't know about this whole broccoli shitstorm. I fully expect that one to survive though. It's coming out quite alright. So actually that's a blooming Model 1. If only the rest of them had all come out like that. There's a bit more. All these have got... Oh, that's kale, that one there. You can tell by the leaves. Some of these I've got spinach in. I think that there is a little spinach coming up. Don't have spinach in that one, so I've got to top that one up. Probably put 2 spinach in that. Yeah. So we continue on and continue making a go of it all. Couldn't believe it really, in a way. Like, I used to get stuff from work when I was working in the nursery at Mum's place and grow it over there. No aphids. There were cabbage moths, but that was no big deal. A bit of pyrethrum and you'd bowl every single one of them. Quite easily you'd knock them out with pyrethrum. Of course, I bring them home when they're 3 or 4 inches tall. But even Romanesco, some of you guys may know what I'm talking about when I say Romanesco, and if you haven't seen it, you should go look it up. Romanesco, also known as, some people call it a broccoli, some people call it a cauliflower. Yeah. When you see it, like, people are just astounded at the stuff. I grew a few of them from seed, not a problem. And I'll tell you what, they're pretty... Mine didn't get as big as I would have hoped, but I'll tell you what, they're pretty mind-blowing sort of shit, even when your broccoli heads come out small. They're still shockingly unbelievable to look at. The spiral patterns are something just unimaginable. Apparently they sell it in the actual shops in Switzerland, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same in Italy, because that's where it's actually from. I think broccoli in general is from Italy. They used to refer to it at some point as Italian cabbage. That's what the British used to call it at one point. So I've read anyway. But yeah, I shall continue on with this, and then we'll try and fire up that little heater thingy I've been working on. Well, it's covered in fog. So yeah, it's not a cloud, that's just solid fog. Oh, it's hard to sort of see it, but well, it's completely covered with fog. Over there, about there somewhere, is the other side of the valley, but the sun's just dazzling it all the way out through. The reflectivity of the fog. Oh, blimey, it's a giant shining cloud, just ridiculous. 7:30 AM. Let's see if we can get... There you go, you see a bit of fog over there. From the distance, but here it's still pretty solid. And you start to see, yeah, just about there somewhere. I'll take my finger away, you'll see it again. You saw it there for a second anyway. It's almost level with the height of the roof there, the little hothouse thingy. Fog's moving now. Block that out again. There we go. Oh, Kitty. She's getting a lot of mice of late. She's getting them, instead of just getting them at night, she's getting them during the day very often now. Probably because at night, I don't know about it anymore because closing the little cat flap. Should be good if this would get all the colours looking right. There you go. hand blocking on the left, you can probably see there. But that's all just fog there. Right about midpoint of those trees, you can see a few dots to the left. That's the other side of the valley. The rest is all fog. Anyway, often enough I tend to get up pretty early. I know I'm not going to go back to sleep, so I don't even bother trying. Yeah, this is just, I was cutting up yesterday. A bit more fog out there. That's those box thorns and whatnot. And yeah. I've been having a little further think of, what are you doing? Pulling the bark off. About some of these mushrooms and whatnot. Now, of course I can spare a lousy $10. And this is a bunch of sawdust here I got. Bloody bag's all going brittle. That's a bunch of sawdust I got there. It's all hardwood sawdust. From down to the river, that big tree they felled. 2 big trees. So I might actually rebag that up, try and get rid of some of the leaves out of it, and use that with shiitake mushrooms anyway. It's probably a pretty good idea. They taste like shit, to be honest, but if it needs 6 weeks between 16 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius, I think we can manage that. I don't think it'll go super cold before then. And yeah, we should be able to get some. I'll give it a shot. It's not that big of a deal, you know. All it involves just putting that in a bag, picking a few of the leaves out of it, and belting a bunch of water into it and getting it all damp. It's just sort of strange to have the edge of a hill here and you just look out and it's just like out into oblivion. Yeah. It's going to be too bright again. The fog's all starting to lift down there, you can't really see it though. This is actually quite a rare occasion that is happening. I can even see it misting over Tabby Cat there. The fog's actually come up towards me. It's moving. I see some of it drifting that way before it was drifting this way. It's really thick. Even though the sun's up higher, it's even thicker than it was before, but all it is it's just the breeze or something like that moving it towards me. And I can sort of tell that the temperature's dropping, and I can't see the hill over there that I could see a few minutes ago. And yeah, it's more obvious to me than it is to you guys with this camera, because the camera doesn't quite show as good as I can see, but all the same, you're getting the general idea with all this stuff just getting closer and closer. It's sort of surprising how flaming close it is. But effectively, we're in the middle of it. I can see my car at the front gate, and you know, it's covered in it. Not completely covered, but you can see the haze in the air. Anyway, it's got a hell of a lot cooler all of a sudden. I noticed a few things. Just working on this, had it burn outside, and I was sitting out here trying to give myself smoke inhalation last night. And didn't quite look like it'd come off completely. Got some areas here that are black, and other areas that are sort of maintained. That's not a real good example, but some probably got rid of most of them now that are sort of maintained the green. As you can see, yeah, it's giving you a good view there. Not absolutely everything's coming off, and I mean, to be honest, there's some parts that are actually rusty that ain't ever going to really, unless I go berserk with sandpaper, which I probably can't be bothered. The fact is, it's all going to get covered in a big shroud of concrete anyway. Not going to really face any rainwater as such hitting it, so but anyway, that gives you a good idea, especially around there, of what it's like. That's basically a wire brushing, as they call it. Out there isn't even much wire brush marks, but it's all come clean anyway, so it's that's the easy way, you know. Fire it up. That was sitting there, that's your grate. That was sitting down. And of course a lot of the bottom got done quite well, and the top part wasn't black like that. It was just still sort of a green, but like a darkish green. And then when that finished burning, it was actually cool enough for me to pick up by hand a few hours later, so I just plonked it inside the, what's his name? Inside the wheelbarrow upside down, so that this side here was against any of the bits of wood in there, but basically it had all stopped anyway. It's just a couple of little coals. Yeah. I may note that with fire bans, I have a relative in the CFA, which is a Country Fire Authority, and he says that even with these total fire bans, or with fire bans per se, and he included the summer and the whole lot, he reckons you can actually burn a fire in the summer, but it's got to be in some sort of a contained device, and also you have to guarantee that it doesn't get away. And your guarantee of if it's going to get away or not is based on your own personal judgment and your ability to put the bastard out if it does. And if it gets away for real, then there is hell to pay. But, yeah, anyway, it was only obviously burnt inside a container. I'll continue on that anyway, and I'll give it a wipe then with acetone and then go for it after that. I don't know when the fire ban's coming off. It couldn't be any more than a flaming, like the proper one for burning outdoors, couldn't be any more than a few weeks off anyway. Because honestly, getting all this grass coming up like that, and we've had rains on and off, there's a certain point. Oh, so it's all cleared again. I see all this again. And I can feel the breeze. It's starting to blow away, and now the valley's clearing as well. Actually, the trees are rocking a little bit. You can barely see. But anyway, when it gets to this sort of time where you get a lot of rains and whatnot, there's a point in the autumn when it comes off, and it couldn't be any more than a few weeks off anyway. Gee, that looks brilliant. You guys can't really see it, but over there, all the cloud is. That's a good one. The top of the cloud there, and you can just see straight through to the other side without a problem. It's just sitting there like a big fluffy hoogla-magoog, like a solid object made out of wool. Yeah, I gotta keep going. Alrighty. I just put the coat on the back there. I should have probably wiped it with acetone on the back. I don't think I actually did. Anyway, wiped all the rest of it pretty well. Just got a lot of bloody rust powder and crap off in and all of this stuff. Oh, that's actually good, but there we go. There's bits that are worse than that too. So, yeah. So anyway, that's that coated pretty well. I'm glad actually that I went through that, because I've used up all the high temp. There's barely anything in that. And I've still got stuff in this one. So there we go. That's yeah. Saved me from buying another tin, because I thought I was going to have to, but it turns out I had enough anyway. Anyways, some of this will get retouched up again because this is where the flue is going to come out. Can't even see it. Everything's so black. That's where the flue is going to come out there, and that's your entry hole at the other end. And still got a little bit of ash falling out of that. And yeah, basically intend to put like a whole band of concrete over here. And then sort of have the bricks on top of that. And some sort of a crapo cover over this to stop so much heat dissipating out. I'm not going to go and stick insulation bats or anything in between this and a bit of steel or whatever, but just have a bit of steel here to stop the air dissipating so much heat off the bottom of this that we are losing the heat efficiency of the amount of heat going to the bricks because the bottom's continuously cooling. But if I just have something spaced out a bit and a bit of steel around it to keep it from the outside air and the blowing winds, then we should be pretty right. Anyway, that's that. And as I said, here I was stupid enough to paint right in around the edges there because I'm always used to doing the edges, haven't been trained in industrial spraying, and I'm going to have to grind all this off anyway. Otherwise the MIG won't actually put an arc on the damn thing. But whatever. It's what you got to do with the MIGs. They don't like the paint very much, and yeah, but anyway, it won't matter because I'll put these extra bits in and just touch it up with that anyway, and away we will go. Super duper fog. There's nothing out there. It's only 5 metres away and there's nothing out there. This is unbelievable. Spooky. I'm coming for you, Elvis. Stalking through the fog. I'm going to eat you. The haze. Right about there. There's little sheep's head. Going a grand speed of about 12 miles an hour. That's high beams. That's not high beams. This fog is ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Visibility level at the moment about 7 metres tops, I'd say. Probably extend out to about 15 metres, like that. You can tell if someone's coming only because you can see a glowing light. If I've actually going to see anyone, which I know I won't. The thing is, you turn your lights on and all it does is just glow like a big ball because every bit of light is just reflecting off every other piece of blasted fog. So you can't really see anything. Somewhere here I find the blasted letterbox. There we go. This is a full-blown pea super. Not a ham and pea super, not a ham and egg super, just a pea super.